This is the Midwest Young Artists Symphony Orchestra. It consists of approximately 80 musicians playing nearly a dozen different instruments. Each instrument and each piece of music this orchestra plays has a fascinating story behind it. To uncover the history of music, we must travel back more than 60,000 years to a time when humans' biological ancestors still roamed the earth. During this time, basic instruments consisted of rocks and sticks, and music contained a limited set of rhythms, or patterns, which were used to convey different meanings. Fast forward about 20,000 years to ancient Europe, and we see the development of the first wind instruments. This instrument, known as the Delia bob flute, was discovered in 1995 in a Slovenian cave. Fashioned from a bear femur, it is believed to be the first flute created by humans, and it has a chilling yet enchanting sound. Take a listen. Other materials used in ancient flutes included bird bones and woolly mammoth tusks. Moving forward several dozen millennia, ancient Egypt developed the first clarinets and harps. About 1,000 years later, the first trumpets were created in what is now Denmark. Next we move to one of the most important civilizations to the development of early music, ancient Greece. In addition to developing the first guitars around 1500 BC, Greek philosophers laid the foundation for today's systems of music theory. The 8-note octave scale was developed by Pythagoras, and Aristotle created the first system of musical notation, or sheet music.
A 19th century historian by the name of Richard Wagner
Believed that ancient Greece developed the concept of the leitmotif, which is a recurring idea or theme throughout a musical composition.
In modern media, an example of leitmotif would be when a clumsy character in a comedy drops a glass. This sound effect may occur.
Now we move forward about 1,200 years. Beginning in 1400 and lasting through the First World War were a series of highly influential eras in music history, many of which contradicted each other and led to the wide assortment of genres we have today. We begin with the Renaissance era, which began abruptly with the development of the printing press, which allowed composers to easily mass-produce copies of their work. As a result, secular or non-religious music gradually became more common. In addition, the Renaissance gave rise to new rhythmic and harmonic ideas, which would set the stage for what would come next, the Baroque era. Beginning in 1600, the Baroque era is second only to the 20th century in terms of variety and productivity of new musical ideas. Baroque music introduced the idea of polyphony, or multiple contrasting melodies happening at once. It was characterized by wild tempos, dynamics, and rhythms and melodies. Famous Baroque composers include Johann Sebastian Bach and Antonio Vivaldi. Take a listen to this excerpt of Spring from Vivaldi's most famous work, The Four Seasons. The Baroque era resulted in some of the most expressive and emotional changes in music, many of which will be wiped out in the next era. By 1750, the Classical era swept in and halted many of the developments of the Baroque era. Classical music looks much further back in history for inspiration, all the way to ancient Greece. Perhaps the most famous classical composer is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Here's a sample from Mozart's Final Symphony.
Let's listen to Jupiter.
Ludwig van Beethoven also lived and worked during the Classical era, although music historians agree that his composition style is more suited to the next musical era. The early Romantic era is recognized as a fusion of focused classical theory, along with a reintroduction of the energetic Baroque style. Lasting from 1830 to 1860, composers from the early Romantic era include Beethoven and Frédéric Chopin. Beethoven's Ode to Joy embodies the transition from classical to romantic.
Let's listen.
By 1860, the tides turned once again with the beginning of the late Romantic era. The return of the Baroque style, for which the early Romantic era is famous, caused a rift to open between composers who embraced it and those who wholly rejected it. Dissenters of the return of Baroque style included Anton Bruckner and Johannes Brahms. Although the late Romantic era was rife with division, the common thread of the entire Romantic era is a fascination with the natural world and humanity's place in it. The Romantic era ended abruptly with the beginning of the Great War, now known as World War I. Following the war, music became highly individualistic and experimental, and much of the unity developed over the prior 600 years was quickly rejected. Because of this newfound individualism, many of the unique musical genres we know today were born. Learn more about each one in Part 2.
Don't act grown.
But I want to play dress up with your clothes.
Now, Juliet, you're getting to be a big girl, aren't you? But you'll always be my little girl, though. Grandma's downstairs. She's made you a chocolate cake.
Grandma, can I drive your car? Here's a freshly poured shot for the birthday girl. Happy birthday, Juliet. All right, here's your chaser. Where's your shot?
I've been wanting to try alcohol for so long, but that right there was absolutely disgusting.
Quit being so dramatic. You've never snuck alcohol from your parents' cabinets?
No, I've never had any.
Aren't you gonna answer your mom?
Not right now. I swear she always calls when I'm up to no good. It's like she has some kind of motherly intuition.
Juliet! Here's round 2 for you.
A few moments ago, we got news that Pop and Corn fixed their truck and are continuing their journey throughout the city. We will continue to follow the story right after this short break. Reporting live from Ocean City.
Where's my phone? Oh shit, I got 7 missed calls from mom.
Never heard you curse before.
Hey mom, sorry I'm late. I thought I was picking you up 3 hours ago. I canceled our dinner reservation. Oh, I got my friend to bring me. He lives nearby?
He? Who is he?
Who is who?
Yeah, all right. Do you think I was born yesterday or something? You have a little boyfriend?
Mom, he's just a friend from school, okay?
And now you want to be smart. You need to pull that dress down.
It's just a dress, Mom. Can I not have friends that are males? I'm just asking.
Where is Juliet?
What do you mean?
You heard me. Where is Juliet? Where is our sweet, innocent daughter? You're not grown. You should be ashamed for coming home so late. It's nearly midnight, and we had plans.
Mom, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm just warming up the car.
Aren't you a bit chilly wearing that? It's cold out here. I don't want you catching anything. You're my only child. It's hard seeing you leave the nest.
You know, Mom, I would love to drive us. I have my permit. The brake is the left pedal, right?
I'm driving.
Dear Cole, it's been a year, and you're still gone. And I'm still here.
What is guilt? It's something that causes one to dread the past. It's a pain that wells in our hearts when we do something wrong, something unforgivable. That's where Christ comes in to guide you. Before we end today's service, I'd like to ask you to join me in prayer as we acknowledge one of our flock who is no longer with us. A year ago, Cole Johnson entered the kingdom of heaven. For Cole and for all of those loved ones we've lost, we bow our heads. Go forth in peace.
Dear Cole, I'm sorry about...
I can't stand to see you holding on to all this guilt.
Dad, just stop.
You need to do something to help yourself. It's been a year.
Yeah, Dad, it has been a year. Okay, and they still hate me.
Let's go home.
I'll walk.
Lucas, wait. You can't keep pushing him away. I don't understand why you can't rely on...
Because God hates me, Dad. And so do the Johnsons.
Dear Cole, it's been a year.
Dear God. It's been a while since we chatted. You know, I actually remember the last time we talked. Pastor Graham and my dad say that I should talk to you, ask for forgiveness, some other such fine shit. So here I am. I want to talk to you. But you won't respond, will you? You never do. You do signs, right? Signs that show us you're there or whatever. Show me a sign then. Fix this stick. Go ahead, fix it. Or put this cigarette out. If you want to show me you're there, put this cigarette out. Come on, put it out. I'll wait for you. Because I could really use you right now. We're not going to get a second chance.
You don't belong here. And you don't belong in the church. You're not wanted there.
Where were you?
Back before dark, weren't I?
Wait. Look, I'm just worried about you, all right? You're not in this alone. Keep that in mind. You smell like an ashtray. Go get cleaned up. We'll have dinner.
It's been a year, and you're still gone. And I'm still here. Not sure how to say this. It's been a year, and you're still gone. And I'm still here. And it hurts. It's not getting any easier. I mean, I think that's why I'm writing this to you. I think I need to say this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry things happened the way they did. I'm sorry I killed you. I wish every day that I could undo it. That's one of the things I have trouble figuring out. Why wasn't it me? There's a lot of things I can't seem to do right. I can't listen to any bullshit about how it was a freak accident. I can't listen to my dad say that I need to find God. Or Pastor Graham say that guilt can be forgiven, because for me, I don't think it can be. I don't know, I want to believe them when they say that I can find peace and forgiveness, but I just don't know how to do that. I wish I could. I want a sign, something to tell me that this God and forgiveness and all that stuff they tell me God does is real, because I can't see it. I don't believe it. Guess I'm writing this to you to say that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're down there and I'm up here. And that there's no way to go back and stop it from happening. Sorry your parents had to bury you. Sorry for myself, and I'm sorry for you. I just feel like I had to say that. Lucas.